Hi, I'm Yanky Schorr, and this is Mensches in Quarantine on Zoom. My guests today are our Fred Walpert Young Leadership Award winners, Elise Steinharter and Jonathan Havens. Jonathan is originally from Bethesda, currently lives in Lutherville, his wife Jane and their 2 children. He is in the cannabis space as well as food and drug administrative law. As cool as cannabis is, he doesn't hold a candle to Elise. Elise works in HR for a video game company. Super cool.
I'm actually not working for the video game company anymore.
Hey, guys, I think we have to start this whole thing over. Got a root canal I need to get to.
I'm now working for a company called 14 West. They are a support services company for different marketing companies.
14 West is a very cool company, Yanky. So don't be too upset for Elise that she's not working for the video.
It's marketing technology, so it's still technology. Yeah. It's just not. It's not video games. I still have a ton of video game paraphernalia, though.
Taking the award back.
Sorry.
This is super exciting. You guys have won the Fred Walpert Award. Are you guys familiar with Fred Walpert? Do you know who he was? Like, have you done any research on what this award means and how important it is? Previous winners? Let's hear from you, Elise.
When Helene called me and told me, it was totally, shocked and surprised, and I did my Googling, and I'm totally humbled to be, even considered for this.
Yeah, and my friend Zach Garber called me a former Walpert winner, and I said, "Are you sure?" I know those who've won this award previously, and like Elise, I'm humbled.
One of the things that I find most remarkable about Fred Walpert wasn't necessarily the service that he put in himself, but Fred Walpert was one of those people who encouraged his friends to get involved and was a real connector. To use a completely politically incorrect term right now, he was a super spreader of the associated. So now that you know that's kind of who Fred Walpert was, like, do either of you have a tactic in getting more friends? I know, Elise, you've hosted Friday night dinners for groups in the past to get people around the table, both figuratively and literally. Jonathan, I believe Jane is still a connector with the CJE program. What are you guys' plans? What are we going to be doing to get your friends involved?
My hope is that by being involved and getting on committees and going to meetings, and when we can go to meetings in person, that I just lead by example, right? I always find it hard to ask people to do something unless you're willing to do it yourself and roll up your sleeves. And it's the good kind of peer pressure, I guess, right? Seeing the great experiences I'm having by being involved. I hope others see that and are inspired to do the same.
When I moved to Baltimore, I didn't know what the Associated was. I was very familiar with the Orthodox community, but that kind of ended there. So finding my way to the Associated and really just learning how much they do and for the entire community, kind of, I guess my tactic is just to talk about it, but just, super spreading that knowledge.
Jonathan, I see you're opting for the same haircut as mine.
Yeah, no, one of my newly acquired skills during quarantine is cutting my own hair. I think I'm doing a great job. I mean, it's pretty tough to manage with the amount of hair I have, but I think I'm doing well.
Yeah, you definitely have lowered your ears quite a bit. I'll ask you both the same question, which is, what does the word mensch mean to you? Let's start with you, Elise.
So I say to my kids all the time, sit like a mensch, walk like a mensch, talk like a mensch. I say that all the time to them. So I took this question to them. So I said, what does a mensch mean to you? So I have a 10-year-old girl and a almost 8-year-old boy and a 3-year-old girl. So it was a fun car conversation. So they hit the nail on the head, and they're like someone who wants to lead by example and someone who always wants to do the right thing and really holds themselves and behaves in a positive way. They said that this is something that you should do when you want to and even when you don't want to.
I wish you had asked me to go first because my answer is not going to be nearly as good as Elise's. I definitely should have asked.
That was the point.
I should have asked the 85-year-old man that I live with in an 8-year-old's body, who's far wiser than me. It's doing the right thing even when no one's asking you to do it, or kind of putting my own spin on when no one's watching, right? So doing the right thing, not because you're getting the notoriety for it, but because it's the right thing to do.
I'm going to take a peek into your personal lives for a second. Give me 2 things on your to-do list for this week.
Elise, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first on that one?
Oof. I'm on vacation. I'm not supposed to have a to-do list,
All
right?
I will start with 2 very boring things, Yanky.
Yes.
I have to return license plates to either the MVA or what I like to call the good MVA, which is the tag and title place. So I'd like to do that. And then I am trying to be better about filing important papers that don't relate to work, like insurance policies, like, HSA statements, that sort of stuff.
What's something that you've committed to making sure you do every day?
Something I do every day. I'll just say personal wise, I've been trying to be more active with my kids, with Jane. I've just been trying to be more present because I'm not able to be present. I wasn't able to be present a lot of time, but doing something with them, whether it's something that I want to do or not. Back on the video game concept, I didn't grow up playing a ton of video games. I was an original Nintendo person and I was pretty good, but that fell by the wayside a long time ago. Sid beats me pretty soundly in almost any Xbox sports game. But I've been trying to do that with him and watch baseball. And then with Ivy, she's into so many different things, crafts and, setting up scenes of figurines and those sorts of things. But I've just been trying to be better about actually getting on the floor or, meeting my kids where they are rather than sitting on the couch and observing.
Elise, how about you? What's something that you're doing daily that you're doing to keep yourself sane? And
Yeah, so similarly, I'm working out a lot. So I'm a body combat instructor. We put in a huge Dick's Sporting Goods order. We ordered like a Ninja Warrior course for the backyard, and I added in a heavy bag into that, list. So I have taken up doing some heavy bag classes, which is fun. It adds into that kickboxing kind of element. But we're trying to get outside as much as possible.
those are some things that you guys are doing personally, and obviously Jonathan and Elise both professionally. But what are some things, you guys are active in the Associated, both went through the Young Leadership Council. You both sit on a variety of committees and boards. What are some things that you're doing to stay involved and also to live on that legacy of the award that you were just given, the Fred Walpert Award, where you're inspiring your friends to get involved? What are some things that you guys are doing currently Associated-wise for your involvement, especially in this unprecedented time of COVID?
So I can start. The JCC's been, so I'm on the board of the JCC, and I'm working specifically with the Park Heights campus. This is one of the only JCCs in the entire world, which is building a building that's, really geared towards an Orthodox community. And I think that's a beautiful testament to our community where we're really, touching all areas of the Baltimore Jewish community.
After Young Leadership, I went to the Towson University Hillel Governing Board. One of the reasons I was interested in Towson is because most of the students stay within a 90-minute radius after they graduate. And so the Towson student body, because it's has a large percentage of Jewish students and a big Hillel, that's the Jewish community. That's the future of the Jewish community here, or at least one big part of it. So that's been something that's been rewarding to me, is that hopefully by being involved with Towson Hillel and being part of these challenging conversations, that we can be fostering the continued growth of the Baltimore Jewish community.
All right, I want to put you both on the spot real quick. I want an elevator pitch now that you guys are now the next generation of Fred Walpert winners, and you're going to go ahead and inspire the masses. Let's hear from Elise, 30 seconds on why I should be involved in the Associated.
If you care about the Baltimore Jewish community, then the only place to really, be a part of is the Associated, because the Associated is positioned to support the Baltimore Jewish community from end to end, and the broader Baltimore community. It's where schools and synagogues and different organizations really can rely on and lean on in times of need, and not in times of need.
I would say that if you want to be a part of the Baltimore Jewish community, you have to be a part of the Associated. And I think what people don't realize, and what I didn't realize before YLC, is just how many tentacles the Associated has in the community. And I'm not just talking about the Jewish community. I mean the community, Baltimore, greater Baltimore region. Everything from, free loans for people to helping survivors of domestic abuse, to making sure that people have wonderful Jewish camp experiences and outdoor experiences. I mean, there's really something for everybody.
Both of those are amazing pitches, and I appreciate you both for that soundbite as well as the sentiment. Being the current Impact campaign chair, will you both consider doubling your gift this year? No, I'm just kidding. Not really, but I'm just kidding.